That's right. Economic policy uncertainty is a group headed by economists at Stanford University. They've constructed a pretty interesting index from three specific factors. The first, newspaper coverage. The second includes the number of federal tax code provisions that are set to expire in the future. And lastly, disagreement among forecasters. This is what they discovered. The U.S. is expecting high levels of economic uncertainty, but nothing like when we saw back in 2011, if you recall, during August of 2011, when we had just the ongoing debt ceiling dispute and that Euro debt crisis. The report says that since 2008, economic policy uncertainty has averaged about twice the level of the previous 23 years. Now, while the analysis on this chart right here runs up until March of this year, it doesn't look like it's going to rocket up to the levels that we saw back, call it 2 years ago. Now, overall, though, what does this mean for employment? Well, according to the analysts at this organization, it could be bad news for unemployment. In fact, the report says that an increase in policy uncertainty essentially foreshadows a decline in economic growth and jobs in the following months. Now, compare that with what's happening with the VIX. It's that measure of volatility. You can see by this chart right here that they actually go hand in hand, according to the economists. But, essentially VIX as of late has been pretty muted. During the Lehman Brothers crisis on September 15, 2008, the VIX was at 31.7. 2 days later, it hit a high of 36.22. Just to give you some context, VIX values greater than 30, well, they are generally associated with a large amount of volatility, pretty much as a result of investor fear or just what's happening with this uncertainty. Now, while values below 20, they generally correspond to less stressful times. If you take a look at Friday's close, it was at 15.72. Now I want to show you another dynamic. If you take a look at what's happening with just government expenditures, it's interesting if you track uncertainty and government expenditures as a share, actually, of GDP. You can see right here on this chart, the policy uncertainty is in the white, the government expenditure as share of GDP is in the yellow, and essentially that falls because of the policy uncertainty spikes that you're seeing. So it's pretty interesting to see that they kind of are going in opposite directions as of late. So that's an interesting look at Stanford's look at uncertainty and your global outlook for today. I'm Mia Saini in Hong Kong.